Hi.
History of Anastasia was part of that, or you can simply
So, for the past, while, I took my first AP course. Yes, I chose AP Euro as my first AP course. Back when I was signing up for my classes, I originally had AP Euro as a main class, but I would later find out by a friend how bad of an idea that was. So, with this new knowledge and fear, I decided to change my class to an alternative instead, thinking that they possibly wouldn't give me that class. Yeah, I got the class anyways. Well, when there's misfortune comes the possibility for content. So, for this video, I'll be explaining what to expect from this class, what to learn from it, and much more. Now, before I begin, I want to clarify that I'm not trying to sway anyone's opinions or ideas about this class. I do think you should do your own research and come to your own conclusions if you are considering taking this course. Well, with that being said, you might have already heard some things about AP Euro, such as it being one of the most hardest and brutal AP courses out there. To that I say, yeah, sorta. Though, to be fair, you are carving around a millennium worth of history, spanning from the beginning of the Dark Ages all the way up to modern day.
Technically it should be referred to as the medieval ages, because the Dark Ages gives this period a negative connotation. This would make people think that no innovation was made, while in reality there was lots of innovation, such as the invention of the eyeglasses, the invention of the Chinese printing press, the invention of the compass, the invention of the crossbow, the invention of gunpowder, the invention of paper currency, the invention of the mechanical clock, the invention of windmills, the invention of water mills, the invention of a heavy plow, the invention of the spinning wheel, the invention of feudalism, the invention of knights, the invention of peasants, the invention of kings, the invention of...
Modern day. Sounds like a lot, huh? Well, it is. That's why we take... For the first few lessons you'll learn over the summer, yes, Euro has summer homework, you'll learn many different types of note-taking techniques, from detailed and intricate to more flowy and visual. Now, how many notes you do want to take is up to you. For me personally, I took notes whenever my teacher said so. Now, would this bite me in the bum in the long run? Yeah, kinda. My recommendation is to take notes whenever the teacher says to do so, and to also take simpler ones on more important things, such as like notable events, conflicts, people, etc. Now, another thing to know is what you'll be... You'll be obviously learning about European history. Yeah, real shocker. You'll start learning the material sometime during the summer, all the way up until spring. The material you'll learn could be split up into 3 main portions. About half of it is about how Europe would innovate and revolutionize their technology and society. A quarter of it is about all the wars that happened, mostly caused by rulers being schmucks to each other. And the last quarter is about how absolutely terrible it was to live back then. I mean, from the quality of life alone, to the religious turmoil, oh god, so much turmoil. I mean, France alone. You might have noticed that I said you'll be learning this until spring. Sadly, this doesn't mean you're done with AP Euro anytime soon. It just means you have to spend the next month learning and practicing for the AP exam. If you do decide to take it, that is. Now, I can't specifically say what's on the exam for, reasons. But I could tell you things you'll be learning. During the month before the test, you'll be spending the entire time practicing essays and answering questions. To clarify, you would already be learning and practicing the essays over the course of the class, sometimes even practicing outside of the school week. Let's get into the sort of essays you'll be learning. them being the short answers, long essays, and a DBQ. The short answers will have you answering some questions and about a paragraph to page long response. It'll provide some sort of context/information in the prompt. A long essay is going to have you write an essay, but without any sources. This means it'll mainly rely on your memory of what you learned, as well as whatever little information you could gather from the prompt. And a DBQ is similar to a long essay, but a bit better because this time you actually have sources. The only problem with the DBQ is that it's one of the most important parts of your exam, so most of the time would probably be spending on the DBQ. And there is also a multiple choice question, or an MCQ if you want to be cool. It has a lot of questions, though somewhat easy to get through depending on the question you get. I highly recommend studying for this, because it can be really easy to miss a question. Or 20. Well, I think that's all I have to say. So, in... AP Euro is a tough class, though if you like the subject, teacher, or are dedicated, I recommend taking this class. It is genuinely a rewarding experience, both on an educational level and also on a personal one too. Now, if you have any more questions about AP European history, please don't ask me.
Like, what? I'm a high schooler.
Oh my god.
There are so many more reputable sources than me.
Like, a much more better person to check out is Heimler's history. His videos are really well produced, and he's an actual AP teacher, so he actually knows what he's talking about. So if anything, go to him if you have any more lingering questions. Again, this video is meant to explain AP Euro from a former student perspective, but if you did like this sort of content, you could help out by either liking or subscribing. And if you want to see my personal experience from this class, just give out a comment and I'll consider it. Because there is so much more stories from my Euro class. Yeah. It's a lot of paper. Have to clean this up. Great.